Just on Martial, he obviously scored again tonight. I think it was only his second start this season, but he's probably the best finisher you have. So is he key to you having a winning season, him staying fit?
Yes, definitely, yeah. In the front line, the availability from the players, that is a concern for us. And we had so many games like Newcastle United, Marcus Rashford ill, reported himself ill. We had to play some other games that we really have to do improvisation to construct a proper offensive line. And so if we can't do that, then it's really difficult to get into the first four when you don't have the players to construct a proper offensive line.
He has been injured previously, in previous seasons. Is there a concern there that it's obviously not his fault, but that is there some underlying issue maybe with regard to him staying fit?
Yeah, it's of course we analyze that as well. He's analyzing that as well. And what can we do to change that? And we made some measures to do that. And so there's always, when you are that often, you are into injuries, illnesses, or what else. There is a reason, whatever. And we have to fight out. But sometimes it's also just bad luck. And I think he was really in a good way. And then the last 10 minutes in Atletico Madrid, he got that injury, and that threw him really back. So happy he's now back, and I hope he will manage it, and that he stay fit, because as you said, like others, but he is an important part from this squad.
Eric, what do you think about Fulham? Obviously they came close to a result at Manchester City. They appear to be a better team than they were when they were last in the Premier League. So what do you think about what you're facing at the weekend?
Oh, that is going to be a really tough game, and I think in the Premier League everything very close. But what I have seen from Fulham so far is really energetic, a lot of enthusiasm. Also play really decent football out from the back. I remember the game against Liverpool, start of the season, and so you have to be really good there to get a result. So we have to do everything what is in our power to get the right result, and that is what we're preparing now.
Have we seen the best of Man United since you took over?
Today?
Have we seen the best of United in any game?
I think we played some more good games than only tonight. But I think what we need is consistency, and from consistency, of course, we want to bring the consistency on a higher level.
Eric, there's some debate about Harry Maguire's form and match fitness going to the World Cup, but in your opinion, do you feel he's ready?
If he's ready?
Harry Maguire, there's been some debate about his form and match fitness. In your opinion, do you feel he's ready?
I think so, that he is ready, yeah. I see him every day training. I see his games. I think he came back from injury, but he's ready to perform on the highest level.
Eric, okay. From the start of the season or pre-season to this break now, how would you rate what Manchester United have done? Have you got as far as you thought you would? Not as far? Maybe a bit further? Where would you say Manchester United are?
Oh, I must say I hoped that we were here where we are now. But game better is to ask me the question after Sunday. Sunday is going to be a really, I think, important game. But if you look into the progress in the process, then you can make an analysis, you can make a reflection on it till so far, till today. And I think we progress, but I think so one of the conclusions you already can make, that is, I said just a question from Jamie about the front line. That is a concern, and I think we really made progress in football. Pressing, play out from the back, also attacking. But the final third, that game we have to improve. But then you have to be numbers available, and also when we have to cover so many games, then you need rotation. Otherwise, you don't keep the players fresh, and so we need players who are available and then on the highest level. So we need high level players in the front line.
Is that new players or the players that you've already got you need to be fit, or both?
Both. But first look in our squad, and I think so we are happy. We talked a lot now about Garnacho, but yeah, that is the question. Can he stay in this development? Can he keep that line, that pattern from improving? And then he can contribute, and I think that will be a really contribution to the squad, because we need that. We need that in numbers.
Is Cristiano available for Sunday, and also how will you manage the squad on Sunday? Because the players who have been picked in World Cup squads, it's maybe only natural that they've got one eye on playing for their national teams in less than sort of 7 days' time at the World Cup.
I think the players are all aware from the importance from the game against Fulham, and I will not take the World Cup in regard. We play the best team. Till Sunday, it's the interest for Manchester United and only the interest for Manchester United.
And Cristiano?
I can't guarantee that now, but he was today ill, so he can recover from that. It's not a really serious illness from what takes days or weeks. So I think it's possible that he's available for Sunday and that he will be in the squad.
Just going back to Anthony Marshall, Eric, you had a good pre-season with him. Is it safe to say that he's your main starting striker when he is available? And do you see a benefit of it that he won't be going to the World Cup with France, and that you've got more time with him and he can train with you?
Definitely, he plays very well in a lot of aspects of football. I'm happy with that, except his availability, clear. But I think we have also others. I think when we played with Marcus Rashford as the 9, we also had a good part of the game. So we have more options. We have Cristiano Ronaldo, so we have more options there. But quite clear, in my way of play, I like a type as Anthony Marshall is, because he can hold the ball, so he's a target, he can link up, but he can also run behind, he has speed, he can finish, and he's a good presser.
Mr. James, you gave another chance to Donny van de Beek tonight, Eric, and he struggled again. Is it going to get to the point where questions have to be asked about whether he's got the suitability to play with the physicality and the pace that English football sort of presents to players?
Yeah, I see the opinion, but when I watch back the performance in Sociedad and also in Villa, he's there in the positions what I expect number 10 has to do. And nowadays, 10's really difficult to really show themselves. If we have the romantic idea from the number 10, who's the playmaker and giving the final passes, if they have to play in the middle of the park, that's really difficult there, because nowadays all the good teams close the middle of the park. So it's really difficult to get there a lot of ball touches. So that's also not the player who Donny van de Beek is, but what he is doing well is his positioning and his movements in togetherness with strikers, especially with the number 9. That combination, he's really good in positioning and in anticipation, in and out of position. And he did it to my satisfaction in the last games. But I have seen, he's not on the scoring list, he's not on the assist list, clear, and he can do better. I think he's still not there on his limits. I've seen him better in the past, definitely. But I think, positioning-wise, he's acting quite well. but he has to make that step, and that's what I agree with pace and intensity.
You've obviously only got the Fulham game now until you resume at Christmas. Do you expect Donny to see the season out with you? You don't expect him to go out on loan or look move in January. You expect him to finish the season with you?
I don't think the loan doesn't make sense. It's either he fights himself and he proves himself in this atmosphere, in this environment, or he goes. But for me, there's still a way for him. There's still a perspective for him, but not going to be easy because the competition there is really strong.
Okay, last two, Carl and the back.
Mr. Ten Hag, you just spoke about you're really happy to see players make their international teams. I want to discuss Jadon Sancho, who wasn't selected for England. He's ill again. What are you making of his first half season under you so far?
It was up and down. When he some really good performances, and I think he was in a good direction. But the last weeks, he struggled with illness, and then it's normal that you don't get the nomination for it, because I think every manager will take only fit players into the World Cup.
Can I also ask, Diogo Dalot suspended for Fulham. Who is I want to talk about two players who haven't featured too much. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, your other right back, and Brandon Williams, who can play there. How have they been getting on in the last 4 or 5 months under you?
Not that well, because Brandon wasn't available, bad injury, and he really struggles. But he's in the right direction. He's in a good way. He's back on the pitch, and he will return in team training next week. He will go with us in training camp to Cadiz. He will there be available for the team. So happy for him. So that's good to know. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, he struggles as well, but in different side. He had some injuries, some illnesses. So was also often not available, but doesn't have a real big problem. So it's about him to get really fit and to make competition with Diogo for the second season half.
Last one at the back.
Eric, about Anthony, is there any chance of him getting fit for Sunday, or it's an injury that needs more day to improve?
We work on that, but I can't confirm that he will be in the squad for Sunday. But he made progress last days, and we will see tomorrow, Saturday, if he will be available for the team for Sunday.
But not a threat to the World Cup?
Pardon?
Not a threat to the World Cup? Or
No, definitely not.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, boss.